Alright, hello everybody, welcome back to another video after a solid 5 days of absolutely fucking nothing. Thank you for a very large amount of subscribers, aka 19, very large number, very, very large, anyways, UTSM versus Cinemaman. Now, you're probably asking yourself watching this, why is this a debate? UTSM obviously slams. In which case, you'd be correct, because he does. However, you would be surprised by the amount of people that actually don't think that this is the case, man. For the record, another YouTuber by the name of Spider 000. Anyways, you've maybe seen him, maybe not, probably. He doesn't like Mr. Epic, and Mr. Epic doesn't like him. I don't like him either. But he's my student, so I can't say that. And he doesn't watch my videos either, so he doesn't have to know. Anyways, so I guess the first main point that we would have to go over here is what are the arguments for both sides as to why either side would win. So on the side of Cinema Man, right, the argument for that just goes something like this. UTSM's upgrades don't really do anything for him whatsoever, and they just kind of upgrade the blasters, but the blasters get upgraded to an unquantifiable amount, so you aren't able to justify it being capable of damaging Cinema Man, and then Cinema Man just beats the flibble dibble out of him. However, there are issues to this, such as even if we presuppose this being the case, Cinema Man has zero win cons on UTSM. Because, logically, right, they're robots, they don't have stamina, right? So, UTSM can just keep spamming blasters from like a mile away for like 20 years until it inevitably damages Cinema Man to a certain extent. Or, as we've seen in episode 47 and episode 73, the knife is kind of just standard equipment for him. We have zero clue where the hell he gets any of that. So he can just pull out the knife and just, speed blitz Cinnamon because Cinnamon's reaction speed is straight dookie hole. See, that's like the only reason I've ever seen for Cinnamon, along with the fact that the screens don't actually damage speakers, considering that we've never seen them really wear a lens, and in the bunker raid or whatever, we see Dark Speaker Man's completely fine in the face of the hook dude with the the TV. You know what I mean? And yeah, we've just never seen a speaker be affected by the TVs, and we've never seen a speaker actually wear a lens. So I think you can just presuppose that they're immune to them, right? Now, if we're gonna go even further, the speaker from Cinema, or actually, let's presuppose that Cinema or that Titan Speakerman does indeed like not have a lens, or he is weak to it. Forgive me for stuttering. I don't have a script. I mean, I have a script written down, but I'm not reading off it at all. None of the things I've said so far are on said script, but you get the idea. So if we presuppose that the Speaker Titan does have a lens and that they can be affected by the TV screen, right? Uh, we've never seen the lenses actually break in front of the speakers, right? In episode 56, I believe it is, when the infected Titan Speakerman first appears, we see the POV cameraman is like 10 feet away from speaker boy, right? And we just see him start blasting his speakers, and we don't see the lens shatter at all. We just see like him die or whatever. And then if we move even further, right, the POV cameraman episode 67. There's a large cameraman who's like 30, 40 feet away from a much larger speaker than Cinemaman has, and it gets activated, and it doesn't actually like affect anyone at all. And it doesn't shatter any lenses. We've only seen the actual like glasses of the toilets break, as evidenced in episode 45, but we've never seen the actual lenses themselves break, right? So I mean, that's all the reasoning there. I mean, also, even if we do presuppose all that, right? I mean, actually, no, there's nothing really there. But you get the idea. He can't use his screens at all. He can't use his speakers at all because Speaker Titan versus speakers. I mean, it's in the fucking name. It's not rocket science, man. Yeah. So anyway, moving on, right? The arguments for UTSM, there's way more of them. He can just blaster spam because even if you look at episode 46, or hold on. Never mind. I take back what I said. It's episode 44. I think that's when the Titan TV man breaks the toilet glasses, and that's when he gets the Cinemaman upgrades. So if we fast forward to episode 45, when the Cinemaman actually fights the infected Titan Speakerman, right? If you look very closely, when we see the blasters actually hitting Cinemaman, the only reason he's not damaged there is because it's hitting the speaker screen or the speaker, right? And the speaker's not attached to Cinema Man's body, so logically he's not gonna feel any of that, right? Because you can obviously see how thick it is, unless you think that the speaker blaster can like just penetrate through that and ignores durability, which would be disingenuous because you can't justify that in any way, right? So now even if we use the argument that oh well the explosion from the blaster was spread up to the TV screen, right? The actual explosion itself being spread up would be weaker than the actual blaster itself hitting you dead on, right? That's how like bulletproof vests and stuff work. When the bullet actually shoots you, the vest itself like evenly distributes like the impact throughout the vest, which like minimizes your damage and stops you from getting murdered. Obviously there are limitations on it, but blah blah blah. So that's just the argument for that, right? Now, if we move forward Actually, if we move forward in the episode, we see that the infected Titan Speakerman is able to tank a rocket blast from the Cinemaman, and this should be his strongest physical attack, considering as his entire body weight is being propelled into a tackle. So, I mean, it's kind of self-explanatory, right? He's boosting himself with the rocket, and his entire body weight is just slamming straight into infected Titan Speakerman, and we see him get up just about instantly, right? And then we see him stab him with the little back spike things, and he's for the most part unaffected, right? So, we haven't really seen him able to physically damage the base Titan Speakerman at all. Yeah. So let's fast forward to episode 47, right? In that episode, the Cinemaman's reaction speed is absolutely terrible. It takes him a couple seconds to realize that the buzzsaw toilet is actually cutting off his speakers, right? And even when he does realize this, he turns to the side and he's just staring there off into space instead of trying to turn the other direction to see if the enemy is still there, even though he's clearly visualized that his speaker is missing. And obviously something affected him there, so he obviously knows that this Iker like got cut off or got dislodged by something, and it can't be the G-Man because he was incapacitated and he didn't see the beams at all. So he just kind of stood there, looking off into space instead of actually like doing something, like looking the other way. And even when he does do that, it still takes him a couple seconds to actually react. And then if we're gonna move on even further into where he gets stabbed by the screen, he still had plenty of time to react to that as well. Not only does the Titan Speakerman land on his back first, he grabs his screen, and then, even then, the Titan TV Man still has time to look up at him for like 2 seconds before he actually gets stabbed in the screen. So he had plenty of time to react there, but he didn't because his reaction time is straight terrible, right? Now, let's fast forward a little bit even more, right? This time to the flippin' infected Titan, upgraded Titan Speakerman shit, right? And you can obviously just logically deduce that this version of the upgraded Speaker Boy is much weaker than like his uninfected state, because yeah, logical reasons, blah blah blah. Too lazy to explain. It's gonna make this video too long, and it's already long as hell. It's already 8 minutes. Goddamn. Anyways, yeah, what was I saying? Oh yeah, so in that sense, there you can see that the upgraded Titan Cameraman like massively gaps the Speaker Boy in terms of height, right? So we still see that his speaker is capable of knocking him back on one occasion, and then in another occasion where his blasters are the ones that actually like knock the Titan cameraman back and like dislodge him. Now, why is this impressive? You're probably asking. Well, that's very simple because the Titan cameraman in his upgraded state should be taller than the cinema man, right? And if you want me to get like the height scaling for everything, then I can. But I think you can also just logically deduce just because of the amount of equipment that the upgraded camera boy is actually carrying during this fight that he's also heavier than the cinema man. So him being able to be caught off balance is just an upscale there, right? So now, even moving on even more into the argument, we see that the Titan cameraman tackles G-Man with the rocket, and then we see later on an even stronger thingamabobber slam into upgraded speaker boy. It's hard for me to speak, obviously, but you get the idea there. And why is it stronger? You're not asking whatsoever because you couldn't care less. Well, that's actually very simple, alright? So we actually see like the impact frames from said like tackle there. Like it's just kind of implied that it's stronger considering that the actual impact from it knocked the POV cameraman down, and also it's just much louder, and he gets slammed into a building or slammed to the ground, so it's just implied throughout hella that that little thing was stronger than the tackle he did on G-Man 3.0. So you can just conclude that the upgraded Titan Speakerman's durability is over G-Man, and let's backpedal a little bit back to episode 47. The cinemaman has never demonstrated the capability to physically damage G-Man 2.0, which I think you can just logically deduce that G-Man 3.0's durability and AP should be above 2.0's durability and AP, because you know that's just how that fucking works. But anyways, so I guess in conclusion, Speaker Titan has like just much more speed, uh, and his AP should be enough to damage the guy. Because, I mean, his blasters are. I mean, actually, no, they're the exact same as the infected. But I can't speak, but you get the idea. Upgraded Time Speakman outpaces him. He speed blitzes him. He stabs him with the knife. His durability's better. Cinnamon can't even touch the guy. He just keeps circling around him, spamming blasters, and eventually Cinnamon goes down. So I mean, there's not really much to it. That's just kind of all there is to it. However, if you would like to debate me, it's just two piece king on Discord. No numbers, just spell out two, TWO. If you know English, you should know how to spell it. If you want to debate it, then we can. I'll upload another video soon, maybe. All right, goodbye. I like